successful at what they do. So today we are going to learn how to meet people, how to grow our network. Is it important for you to learn how to interact with people? Do you feel easy when you see people? Do you feel easy going to meet people and interact with them? Or do you say that you are an introvert? How does it feel if you just meet people for the first time? How do you feel? Do you just go up and walk to them and interact with them? I want response. Just okay.
Yes, I do. Like what I do majorly, my business, it's all about convincing people, because of course there are so many of us in the market. So it's all about marketing your products.
Online.
Marketing, yes, I do mostly online.
But if you see people physically,
yes, I do.
Walk up and say,
yes,
hey,
I walk up to them. Exactly. I'm into this. I'm into wigs. I just talk to them and all that, and then probably give them, my card and all that.
What about you? Is it easy for you to interact?
It's very, very easy. Sorry, basically that's what I mean. It's all about meeting people. My kind of business is all about touching out, reaching out and touching people.
Alright, so for the purpose of this talk, we have 4 things that we are going to learn. Number 1 is that we are going to learn why it's important for you to network. We are going to learn why you should network. We are going to learn the fundamentals of networking. We are going to learn how you should network online. And finally, we are going to learn how you should network physically. So I'll start by telling you that personally, I'm not outgoing. Like, I'm not extroverted at all. But if someone like me, who is very creative, like I am so creative at giving excuses. If you want me to go somewhere, attend an event, go out with anything, I'm so creative with the excuse that like I take time to form the excuse and make sure that it's going to sound well. If someone like me who is very creative at giving excuses would do the work that we do in building the entrepreneurial community, I bet you that no one has an excuse not to step out there and network. So it means that you can meet someone, it means that you can meet someone and you can initiate a conversation. And networking and meeting people is like collecting dots. You collect the dots and then you connect the dots. And collecting dots can be time consuming. It's not something you just do like that. If you don't put energy into it, you're not going to get anything out of it. But you can really be creative around meeting people so that you are not bored. So you can be creative with it by trying to meet people around meals, try to meet them around coffees, because a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, food, it helps people to open up. It helps them to warm up to you. So, and as you collect the dots and then you reflect on those dots, it's then the dots begin to gain context and it stops being a single point of reference and you can begin to make sense of all of them. And then I will now go back and then tell us why is networking important? Why is it important? You need to network because it helps for us to connect the dots that only you can see. So sometimes this person may need help and you are connected with somebody that can help, and you know that you are the one that is connected and you know that connection you have can really help him. So sometimes you're the only one that can see those dots. So that's why networking is important. And another thing is that networking helps us, when you look at it in the larger scale of things, it helps us to build our economy. It helps us, your career growth. When you network correctly, you can grow your career. It helps us build businesses and it will help us build our community. So when I came to Lagos in 2016 to start up with Dalia, I only had one contact. His name is Sheo. And I've said I only had just one dot. He would introduce me to someone. I made sure I made very good use of that dot that I had. He would introduce me to someone and I would collect the dot. then I will look at my network, look for people who need your help, and I can connect that dot. And I will say, okay, somebody says he needs a website built, and I say, okay, Ayo builds great websites. You should talk to Ayo. The thing is that in collecting and connecting dots, you don't have to be selfish. So, in as much as I knew that I needed help as I came to Lagos, you don't also have to be selfish about it. When you're networking, you're not just collecting, you have to connect. So, I could connect people together, and then I'm offering them value, and because I am offering them value, the relationship is solidified, and that's actually the magic move in networking, for you to be able to not just collect, for you to be able to also connect. And because of that, those relationships that I built then have always been very valid and been very helpful for me, and most of them are actually faculties in the Redalia Business Academy that we have. Our academy, we have one coming up really soon, 24th to 26th. So, with that in mind, why do you need to network? I talked about it and I came up with 4 reasons why it's important that you network. Number 1 reason you need to network is that you need to make a connection with someone that if you call them a year from now, that they be happy to hear from you, and you guys can get together and you can share interesting projects, whatever that is interesting in your life that you're working on at that moment. You can share the good, you can share the bad, and you can even leverage each other's contact for personal gain. The number 2 reason why you need to network is that you need social capital. So we may not know it, and even when you go online, it's important that you behave a certain way, because social capital is like a coin and it's more expensive than the naira that you have. So you need social capital. The more people you know who align with your goals, the more valuable your network is. And you may also ask, how am I going to meet these people? How am I going to meet them? Networking can happen in conferences, networking can happen in this place, networking can happen even in line, in ShopRite. You know, if you go on a vacation at a resort, networking can happen. Networking can happen in an event that you just discovered online. And even at our business, what we do with the academy is that it also gives you opportunity to network with the faculty, and during our 1 month mentorship, you can also network with other entrepreneurs. So networking can happen anywhere. You just have to have that mindset that this is really what you want to do. And then I really do need to say this, because when I teach, I try to come from a place of truth. And also because when people see me and they say, oh, you're an entrepreneur, and I teach that not everyone is supposed to be an entrepreneur, as long as you are happy doing what you are doing. So I want to really sound this now, that before I go on, it is important that you don't waste your time attending every event in the name of networking, because time is a very valuable resource and you don't want to waste it. So before you attend any event, make sure that you do your research, attend industry-specific events. Make sure that you're going to get value out of that event. Maybe you've researched the people that are coming there, and there's somebody you want to meet there before you start attending the event. So it's important that you also don't waste your time, because we're speaking about networking. Now, the third important reason why you need to network is the confidence boost that it gives. You acquire confidence boost from constantly going out of your comfort zone and meeting new people. And this trait, this confidence, is something that will be very invaluable for the rest of your life. Number 4, your network is your net worth. So there's no truer words, and it's true. Like, you can be in problem and you scroll through your phone and you see that there's nobody valuable that you can call that will bail you out. So what kind of life is that? So it's important, because the thing is that those who have a solid circle around them can always rely on it. And if most of us, we don't have that luxury. And the same circle, it can accelerate your growth in business, in career. It can help accelerate your growth. And the more people you know, the more opportunities will come your way. Strategic partnerships, recommendations, can go a long way, these days. And the truth is that you can never get enough of strategic partnership. You can never get enough of recommendations. We need those things. And then I'm hearing someone ask me, but I'm introverted. Networking is a skill. I started by telling us that I'm not good at it, but it's a skill that you need to learn. So wherever you find yourself and you know that you need to move from point A to point B, you have to learn the skill that will get you to where you need to be. And for those people that are joining us, welcome. We are talking about networking, how you can use networking to move from point A to point B. We've spoken about the reason why you need to network. You need to network because it helps move you from point A to point B. Why you need to network, social capital, your net worth, so many things. And thank you for joining us. So we're moving on, and I will share with you the 7 fundamental principles of networking. Whether you are meeting online, whether you are meeting physically, these principles are true. And it's because this is like a Christian fellowship. Some of these principles too, if you look well, you can still find that the same principles can be found in the Bible. So, number 1 is that networking, you need to do it all the time. And what that means is that you need to be consistent. If you only step out to network when you need it, you're not going to be successful at it. And most times, if you're just trying to start it when you need it, it means that it's already too late and you don't want to do that. Number 2 is that you give first. Give value first to the other person before you ask anything from them. It could be anything. When I say value, it could be anything of value that you can give. It could be your time, it could be your energy, it could be you educating them, it could be you doing them favors, Number 3 is give more than you take. It's like you putting more into the networking bank. You keep making deposits, keep making them deposits before you take out, before you make withdrawals. I'm sure you don't walk up to the bank and want to withdraw money if you don't have anything there, right? So it's like networking. If you've not done the work, if you've not given, there's nothing you can take out of it. So it's important that you give. So you want to make sure that you are giving more. You build up a bank of goodwill. Goodwill is really a coin that we should continuously build. And you start to earn a reputation as a giver. And that's really, really very key. So that once you do that, you then have people that you can ask favors of. And the 4th one is about building lasting relationships. You don't look at network as a sprint. You don't look at it as a hot. No, you look at it at long term. It has to be long term. So, and if it's going to be long term, if you're going to build lasting relationship, then it's better built life. It's a human interaction. So you dialogue in person, or at least even if you don't talk in person, it's like when you write, there's a different feeling when you are writing to people. There's the feeling grows when you talk with them on the phone, and then it also grows when you see them face to face. And lasting relationships are built more when you see face to face. So the essence of what I'm trying to talk about in this fourth point is that you want to see that you are spending time, and the other person can see and hear that you are spending time. And the 5th one is you build trust. And how do you build trust? You build trust by following through and do what you say you are going to do. Let people hold you by your word. Whether you say you're going to provide them some information or you want to make a referral, whatever you say that you are going to do, even if you think you're going to forget, write it down and make sure that you keep true to your promise. You want to make sure that you are known for having a good word, that your word is your bond, and that you are trustworthy. Number 6 is moving forward. Pay it forward. So expand your network. If the interaction between me and you ends with you, you haven't helped me in any way expand my network. If you know someone that can help me, introduce me to the person. That is what it is. So you want to make sure that you are thinking in your head, how can I help this person expand his or her network? You know, who might be good for him or her to know? Pay it forward. Let there be a value that you are giving to the person. And the 7th one, fundamental rules, is have a plan. Whether you're meeting people online, whether you're meeting them physically, you need to have a plan. Like I said, you don't need to waste your time at all. You know, a plan that you should have is also a plan that can be easily executed. Are we on the same page now? Yeah. So let's move forward and talk about how we can network online. And before I talk about networking, how to network online, I'll also tell you the platforms you can use. So you can use social media, Facebook, Instagram, especially LinkedIn or Twitter. And then there are also online forums and then online events. But like I said, if you have a plan, you develop yourself, the way you project yourself will even make people want to meet you, right? So I used to use LinkedIn a lot then. I used LinkedIn to land a lot of job interviews when I was studying for my master's in the UK. And I could write to these big people because I do research, I know them, I know how to talk to them, and they schedule me for interviews then. So if you do your research, then you can get ahead. So the number one thing that you want to do if you want to network online is to set your networking goal. I had a goal. I was trying to get a job in Nigeria, and the job that will take me across Africa. Have a goal. So what's the goal you want to achieve? Do you want to educate yourself more? Do you want to advance your knowledge? Are you job hunting, which is where I fell in at the time? Do you want to expand your network? Do you want to expand your business? Do you want to expand to new markets? So whatever your goal is, you have to identify it so that you can fill it into the rest of your plan. That way you have direction, and if you have direction, you have a focus, and then you can follow through. Then once you have your goal, the next thing you need to do is to research. So dive into research. Who do I know that might move me to this goal, and who might they know that can move me towards my goal, or who do I want to know that I think will move me towards the goal? Do I know anyone, or how can I get to know that person? Those are the questions that you will ask, and as you ask that question, you begin to dot the lines of who you want to know. So, and this step is about researching, is about trying to identify who you know, who they know, and how you need to and who you need to know. So I'm trying to tell you to do at this point is to build a nice list of individuals that you want to connect to. Let's say probably in a year, have that list of these are the people I want to connect to. And after you do your research, then you start drafting the message that you want to put out to them. And then when you draft the message, there's nothing like one size fits all in your message. But it's what I'm trying to say is have a template that you can change, tweak around depending on who you are reaching out to. But just have a template on how you reach out to them. And finally, you execute your plan. So once you have drafted your message, you've researched these people, you have a goal, the next thing is either email them. If you have your phone number, you phone them, and then you see if they want to get together, whether it's over the phone, if over lunch, dinner, whatever. You can also even get together over the weekend. So the thing is, pick a handful of people you want to reach out, send them your message, and give them about a week or so to get back to you. You also have to bear in mind that everybody is busy. When you reach out and they don't get back to you, follow up. But bear in mind that not everyone is going to get back to you. Not everyone is going to get back to you. And the number of people that gets back to you, and this one I'm speaking about, I'm trying to enter into sales. So if you send messages to, let's say, 100 people, and just 2 people send a response to you, and you need 10 people to respond to you, what do? You need to send times that to be able to get 10 people, right? So that's like the work that you need to do. And that's just it about networking online. And as tempting as it may sound, as you may feel to organize and live your life on the internet, nothing, absolutely nothing beats meeting, nothing can replace meeting people face to face and have a good old fashioned chat, just like I'm used to doing a lot of live videos, and it feels different to just be in the midst of people, and it always feels good. So you never get true measure of someone if you have not met the person. And generally, and this is really true, people want to do business with people they already know, people they already trust, people they already like. I rather choose someone that I already know to do business with than someone I've not known. So, and you never know who you will meet when you meet physically, who they might know, or how they can contribute to you finding your next job. So I think I'm talking too much. And is there someone here? Everybody, do you know each other here?
Okay, we for the members, yes, we know ourselves, but of course, we have some new.
Who is new here?
We have some new persons. So they are raising their hands. Which
Okay, you're new. Okay.
we were supposed to we're going to have time for them to introduce themselves.
All right, so we are going to do a role play now. So come. Yes. And okay, come. So you are going to, in your mind, imagine that you are in a networking event. In fact, you don't even need to imagine that you're in a networking event. This is a networking event, right? So, and I need you to just meet him for the first time. Let's see how you guys meet each other for the first time.
How you doing? I'm Samuel Victor. Okay. I'm General Manager of UK Preston. It's a pleasure meeting you.
I think just anything you want to do, just do.
Okay.
And if you are done, you let me know that you are done.
Okay. Okay. We are working into production of water.
Production?
Of waters. Bottled water. Such a And based on the economic situation now, we are also looking for where we can expand our business. Yes.
Oh, we can work together. I worked in a microfinance bank. Use facility to business.
It's like our meeting today was the value of distribution.
I think we need to clap for them. So I saw that you initiated the conversation. You tried to ask him questions, but then the second round you initiated some conversations, and there was a time that he asked something and you tipped your head. So it's like body language. That body language is you trying to say that you are listening and you want to listen more. And we'll draw a little bit of more lessons from there. The thing about meeting people, and I also saw that they were genuine. There's nothing like forming, right? Even the way they spoke and things like that. So it to be yourself when you meet people. Be yourself. That's the most important thing when you're meeting people. There's no need to try to be someone else. If you are looking to start authentic relationship, the key to starting authentic relationship is to, ask about the person first. Like you did, be the one to initiate conversation first, and then, like they said, hello, I'm this person, hello, and this. So what brings you here? I'm this, and you already explained what you do, and then the body language. Now, sometimes you may want to meet people and you're scared that, what if these people, what if they don't like me? What am I going to do? So before I talk about how you should network offline, I want to share important things that will help improve your chances of being liked when you meet people. So the first thing, if you want people to like you when you meet them, is that first impression is very important. So the way you dress, the way you are groomed, even your hair up to your toes is very important. So make sure that the first impression is really not disappointing, is really not giving you away. Then eye contact. I think you guys missed that. You need to maintain eye contact. Because if you're not looking at the person may feel that you don't like him or her, right? So maintain eye contact. That's the number 2 thing. And then your handshake, you shook your hand, but it wasn't firm, right? So your hand, the handshake, it has to be firm. It has to be firm, right? It has to be firm. It's important. And then smile. Yeah, you smile a lot, but smile and smile from your heart. Like smile. And then your names. So if you asked his name, the next time when you're conversing, make sure you use the person's name. And then your body language. We may not know it. We speak with our body language, and people take notes. They put meanings into what we display. So we have to also pay attention to that. If we really look at these six things and we do it well when you are in a networking event, it increases your chances of being liked by the other party that you want to meet. And then 70%, this is a research that was conducted recently by Indeed, that 70% of the jobs are found through personal relationship. Did you know that?
Yes, that's true.
And research shows that referrals are also top source of hires. That's true. So what this means is that those personal relationships that you build, that at the end, they really pay off. So you should invest time into building your personal relationship, especially for you guys who are just graduating, right? So it's not like when you get a job, you start meeting an auntie. Start now and start building those relationships. And and I want to ask us a question, and I need an answer. Is who you know more important than what you know?
It's who you know.
More important than what you know.
Yes.
So who you know is more important, right? So what are we agreeing on? We are agreeing that it's important that we network, right?
Yes.
Yes. So you can know everything. So you can go and look for a job. You answer all the questions, and somebody who knows the person will take the job. You can write all the proposal, and somebody who knows the person who makes decisions takes the contract. So it's important, and networking is a skill that comes easy to some people, even if it doesn't come easy to you. Like people like me, you can learn it. It's a skill that you can also acquire. And you also don't want to feel that, okay, I'm at a networking because I'm alone, I cannot go. No. When it comes to networking and social events, there's nothing wrong with you going alone. Putting yourself in a position to talk to new people is actually a good thing, and you should take advantage of it. So let's now look at how to meet people physically at an event. And I'm going to look at 10 points, 10 things that you need to do when you meet people physically. Number 1, come with a goal in mind. So prior to now, if I ever allow someone to drag me to an event, or in a networking event or any event at all. I just sit down there, I'll do nothing and I'll go as I came. I will never meet anybody new. But right now, before I attend any event, I look at the people who are attending and then I have a goal in mind. Do I want to meet so person? Then I research the person before I attend. And another thing that I do too is that, let's say I don't ever even get to meet someone, I pledge to myself and I say that you are going to enjoy this event. So tell yourself that whatever happens, I'm going to enjoy this event. Number 2 is that always take the first step, just like our brothers did here. So it's nice to have the ability to initiate conversations. Don't wait for other people to take the first step. And the easiest thing to say, it's easy, it's hard. Are you here for the fellowship, right? So if you are finding it difficult, what am I going to say? Just say hi and ask the person, are you here for this event? And then conversation has already started. So do that and don't be negative. And what is negativity? Negativity is you bringing all your insecurities and disguising them. So don't be negative. Some people, they will go and they will start talking bad about an event. It's really, no matter how shitty you think an event is, it's difficult to host an event because we plan and host events. I remember in 2016 we hosted a network, a gathering of 200 entrepreneurs at Oriental Hotels. I know how difficult to host that event was. And I've also hosted many events and I know how difficult they can be. So be appreciative. Don't be negative about the event. Focus on the positive of that event and never spend a second on negativity. And then number 4 is don't stay with your comfort person. So let's play this scenario. You go to an event and it's been difficult for you to meet anyone. And then you finally meet someone that you feel that you guys gel together and you now decide to stay with that person the whole time throughout the event. There's this temptation to just sit and chat with just that one person. Don't do it, So don't spend your time with just one person. As long as you've exchanged contacts, say to that person, I'm definitely going to get in contact with you and at so time, I'm going to meet a few more people now, and who knows, I might see you later, have a good time, and you move on. So don't stay with your comfort person, and at the end of the event, you only got to meet just one person. And then it's also a win-win thing. So if you just stay with that person, you're also stopping them from connecting with other people at the event. And it's important that you are not selfish. So don't focus on how good those people make you feel. Let them go. You also come back to them. The 5th step is give first, then receive later. Focus on giving first and receiving later. So for instance, and like I've also emphasized, offer to connect them to somebody that they might want to talk to. Offer to help them in some way, because when you do that, when you do offer to help them in some way, you prove to them that you don't just have your own interests at heart. And nobody wants to connect or network or meet people that just want to focus on their needs. I'm not saying that it's not okay. It's okay to be open about your own needs, of course, but don't do it at the expense of the other person. And then the 6th one is the magic move that I spoke about, connecting others. So this is a master move for somebody who is really good at networking. It's also how you gain good points, and it will make you feel good as well. So the magic move is for you to connect people with each other. And by the way, this magic move is also a great way for you to meet someone. Let's say you've been talking to someone, you can just meet them. You can actually say to them, I met someone that I think you should meet earlier on. She's a great person and you guys are in the same field. You should meet them. So you introduce them, and then you go ahead and you introduce them. And what happens when you introduce them, when you make this magic move? They're both going to thank you, they are both going to remember you, and they're both going to be grateful for what you have done for them. And that will set you up nicely in the future to ask them of favor when you connect with them again. So, and then the seventh one is that you have to be curious about mutual benefits when you attend events. So always be curious to what benefits you get from each other. Curiosity is your friend at a networking event. If you have a curious mindset, you want to find out about what people do and how what you do can fit into that. How can you collaborate? What is the benefit? That's actually the deep question that everyone is there for. So be sure that you focus on the mutual benefit and not just your own benefit, like we keep emphasizing, right? And because that's how you build trust. When you focus on the mutual benefit, that's how you build trust with someone. If you can communicate that benefit to them, even it builds trust and a sense of reciprocity. They want to reciprocate whatever it is that you are giving them. And then conversation balance. I think some people are very talkative, like they can talk you to death. So nobody wants to listen to someone talking for many minutes without giving you a chance to even speak about yourself. The one thing you don't want to become is to be the boring person that goes on and on about yourself. It's like this. You need to think about networking like the game of football or the game of tennis. The conversation is the ball. Sometimes the ball is in the opponent's court, sometimes it's in your own court, and it goes back and forth. And the more you can switch it back and forth, the less likely you have to bore someone to tears, not even death. So the ninth one is keep moving at a networking event. So don't just stand there and be waiting for someone to talk to you. Keep moving. It's much easier to get into another conversation with someone if you are moving. And if you just stand there, it's not as easy. So as you move, once you finish talking to somebody else, maybe you have a glass of water in your hand. As you move, maybe you make eye contact with someone, then you can start another conversation, but keep moving. And finally, enjoy the process. So whatever is happening, just place to yourself and say, Florence, I'm going to enjoy this event. Enjoy the process. And truthfully, like, what am I really here today to ask of you? All I'm asking everyone here is to just get out of your comfort zone and schedule a coffee meeting, a tea meeting, or attend that event to get to meet new people. And even if you are really shy and you don't want to initiate it, say yes to when someone is inviting you out to an event, because our destinies, the fulfillment of our purposes in life, it lies with each other. Every person here knows someone that someone else here should know. Just think about it, and you are the only person that can make that connection, because you are the only person that can see the connection. And to you, because you can see the connection, it's common sense. And to the person who cannot see the connection, it is not common sense, because common sense is not common. So let's use your common sense. Let's use your common sense. Let's use your common sense and collect and connect the dots. Over 2 coffees at a time, over 2 drinks at a time. Thank you. I don't know if you have questions. I can take your questions.
All right, thank you so much for the enlightenment. I was amazed by certain points that you made. I like connecting with people. One of the things that turned me to that is the fact that sometimes you meet people and then you just quickly try to be natural and then you just try to quickly start a conversation. Some people just quickly just turn you off in such a way that you just kill your spirit. You just want the ground to just open. After you have made the effort. In fact, you knew very well this was a masterpiece. This guy will smile and the guy refused to smile. And the guy was just as if the guy's rock, Peter. And then you just like entering into just let the ground open to just enter and just hit this thing. So how do you manage those kind of things? when you try to connect with someone and you get that friction?
I think the first thing that I would like to speak about is that as we grow older, it's also important that we cut people some slack. You know, you show empathy to people. It could just be that that is what you are seeing, that the person snubbed you. It could be that he is also even having a difficult time connecting with people. Maybe he's shy connecting with you. Do you understand? Maybe yes. And if what I spoke about, the how you make people to like you, so if your first impression you dressed appropriately, you well groomed and you smiled and everything, if you know that you did that part, it could just be that the problem is with the person. And if it's an event, don't limit yourself to one person. So don't let that experience deter you from also making other meaningful connections. Yeah. You have question?
No, it's just a contribution.
All right.
But I just want to buttress on what you just lay emphasis on. That's when an emotional intelligence comes in. You know, in this country we have today, many people has different problems of the other, and you know you want to connect yourself with people, you need to psychologically study the person you want to connect with, so that you'll be able to know how the emotion of that person at that particular period. That will be key.
Yeah, valid point. Does anyone have anything?
This contribution is sort of just like you're selling something, right? Like you said earlier, I also work in the insurance space, right? So I used to this calculation we normally use, right? Like ratio 5:1. Like if you meet 5 people, $35 products, you are able to generate 5 leads, at least 1 out of the 5 will patronize you, will buy your products, right? So it's the same thing with if you talk to everybody. Not everybody is interested in talking to you, and it's fine. You have to accept that fact that not everybody will be interested in talking to you. So, but that shouldn't stop you from moving ahead. So it's just like you are totally a lady. The fact that this person lady did not agree to date you does not mean you not go to another lady. It's normal. So everybody is entitled to who they like or who they don't like. But if you are using that to hold yourself back, you are going to lose out on a whole lot of opportunities. That's just the way it is.
And like I mentioned, I said that the way you set out to attend this event, you make a pledge to yourself and tell yourself whatever happens, I'm going to enjoy this event. It doesn't matter whether this lady is going, this guy is going, I'm going to enjoy this event. And it will help you. If that person is not talking to you, smile away and go talk to someone else. Okay? Alright, sir.
I want to contribute to what you have said and what you said. Okay, let me be practical here. I won't work in an environment that before now I used to be very, very rigid. I try to face my what I'm doing. But I have another partner, a senior partner. He told me in layman language, he told me that here, you love me. Love OP in Yoruba means Kulanos. Loving, it's something similar. Loving in English. He told me you love me here. I didn't understand. But after about 2 or 3 months, I tried to get into people's space, not in an offensive way. Try to network, and I found my work
Easy.
yeah.
Yeah. People are social beings, right? People are social beings, and if you want to be stringent, you're going to be the one getting tired. You know? Yes. Do you have any other comments?
I have a question.
Alright then.
Must we be able to find common ground to be able to talk to someone?
What do you mean? Can you
Like, what I believe is that before you could talk to someone, you have to have something that links you together. That's like common ground. So, is it compulsory that you must have a common ground before you can talk to someone?
Right, so common ground you're looking for now, let me make sure that I understand your question is like if you're looking for a job, you're looking for somebody who is in the field that you're looking for a job with, is this?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that like I said, you have to have a goal. Because if you don't have a goal, you'll be wasting your time. So my goal would be that I want to expand it to, let's say I want to expand it to the US market. Who do I know who has done that kind of thing? Who is in my industry that I need to connect with? If I need to do that, I don't need to go start connecting with somebody who maybe is in the industry that I'm not in, who is help. Except I need something else. So if that's common ground, then yes, you need to make sure that you do your research and that this person will help me to achieve my goal. So what is your goal? The person you are connecting with has to really be instrumental in helping you achieve your goal.
So, concerning these goals, I have a problem with it.
Okay.
Because if I say I want to start something now, at the time that loses interest quickly.
Okay.
So, if let's say I'm at the networking event for media relations now, how do I stay focused on that particular goal?
Okay, so why do you think you lose interest?
I really don't know. I get like if I try something, it does not really mean that it's working out or not working out, but it tends to lose interest.
But you're quite young, yeah? So you have the luxury of experimenting. Some of us don't have that luxury. You know, it's like I think you get to a point where you really need to focus. And it's even better if you start focusing now. That means you're going to have like a fantastic career. You need to go back to the drawing board. What did you study in school? Is it what you wanted to study? If it's not what you wanted to study, you still have time. There's a lot of courses that can help you redirect you to the right career path. But you need to start narrowing down. You need to start pinning down and niching down on what you really want to do. If not, you don't want to fly too much. If not, your mates will be far ahead of you because you're not getting yourself to focus. So you need to focus. Yeah.
I think she will also need the mentor. She will also
So you
need the
don't
mentor.
sometimes in terms of mentoring now, people are really busy. But if you see someone, people can get mentored without even physically seeing those people. So let's say you want to be mentored by, let's say, Tara. You follow her on social media, you consume her content. You don't really need to meet her physically. And if you follow her too much, you can have like a wind of an event where she's going to be, and then you can attend such events, you know. So find someone that aligns with what you are going to do and meticulously follow the person's content. Yeah.
Can I just ask something?
Yeah, sure.
I think in this age and time, the way things keep changing gradually and gradually, before you say you want to get into this thing, you discover something else. It happens to everybody. It happens to you. Like you want to become a data scientist, you are confused. By the time you are saying data scientist,
AI.
you are already saying AI. You are saying this. You are confused, right? So, but for me, in terms of networking, you don't necessarily. That's my own opinion, and I've tried it. It has worked for me. You don't necessarily need to really have a common ground. There are times that, for me, I like to know what other people are doing, because you might not even know if you will even be interested in what that is, especially in a country like Nigeria, whereby most of us, the courses that we study in school, 90% of people are not there. Just let me just go to school. Since my mate are going to, let me just go. Any activity, let me just go. You know? So I think for me, you already have a mentor here. If I were you, I would collect her details and contact you. So don't do that. That's where I see it. You already have a connection here. You never can tell.
Okay, so guys, we have the business clinic coming up on the 24th to 26th of this month. So what we do with the business clinic is I went through one of the best business schools in the world, and we remodeled that curriculum to fit into a business school curriculum, and we have 6 faculty guys who are running businesses successfully, and they didn't just inherit these businesses, they started it from scratch. So at the business clinic we have operation management handled by someone who runs a shoe manufacturing company, and he's been running his business for over 20 years. And we have a digital marketing person that will teach you how to set up your Facebook and Instagram ads, and then also take you through digital marketing. He runs Fly My Ads, a digital marketing agency. We have customer service. So how do you get customers, how do you maintain the ones that you have, how do you treat angry customers. That's what you learn. And legalities of doing business in Nigeria. A legal practitioner that I've known that has been practicing over 15 years will be handling the legal aspects of that class. And then we have accounting, how to put your accounting in place by my friend as well. And then I'll be handling the strategy class. Business strategy is my forte, developing new businesses and coming up with new business models. And after that, you have 1 month mentorship by these satisfied business owners. So it's also an opportunity for you to network, it's an opportunity for you to grow your business, it's an opportunity for you to meet new people. And if you want to be part of that, you already have our contact, you register to attend this month. So I think that will be all for now.
So is it free?
Definitely not.
Maybe you should tell us the details. Maybe
All right. So
financial
it's
implications.
so because our goal is to.
Okay, I don't know to say. What will happen is, I'll get the details and then I'll communicate. So
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah. All right. So thank you all.
You're
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow, that was very, very exciting. Thank you so much. I just want us to stretch our hands towards speaker and pray for her more grace.